Hello and welcome to CSAP tutorial for beginners. I am Ajit Srivastav. This is part 10 where we will be discussing about switch statement in CSAP. So these are the things that we will be learning today. What is switch statement? How we will be using break in switch statement, and what is the purpose of having a break in switch statement? What is the jump table? And how if else is different from switch. Okay, so that let's directly jump to code. So this is a simple console application that I have created, and if you'll see the code, I'll just get one number, okay, from user, and I'll compare if the value is equals to 10 or 30. I'm printing value is either 10 or 30. Else if value is 20, I'm printing value is 20. Otherwise if value is other than 10, 20 or 30, I'll be printing values neither 10, 20 or 30. So it's just a simple if else. If you haven't seen if else video session, I would recommend you to see part 9 first, where we have discussed if else statement in great details. Okay, I am trying to just convert this if else statement into switch. So for that, let's run this first, then we'll see what is the output. So you can see here it is asking for a number. Let me enter 10. It is coming out because we haven't given the console.reply. So let's add it. SF5 internal number. Let's say I'm entering 10. So it is printing value is either 10 or 20. Sorry, value is either 10 or 30, right? Similarly, let's run once again. Let's print 40. It will give you value is neither 10, 20 or 30, right? So how we can implement the same in switch statement? So to use switch statement, the keyword is switch. Okay, and here you have to do whatever the value that you want to evaluate, right? So that value variable name is value only. Okay, and you have to just give like this. Okay, so the way you have given ifs here, right, the same thing will be given as case. So that is case here. Okay, and if case is 10, then I want to print this. Okay, so for now I'm just having value is 10. We'll update it later on. Okay, so if you'll see here, we are getting an error. Control cannot fall out of switch for final case level, right? That means it is asking us to put a break. We'll discuss about what this break is all about, but for now let's continue with our code. Right. Let me just copy this. So value is 20, and I want to print a default case. So if you'll see, if value is either 10 or 20, it will be printing these blocks. Otherwise, whatever the value you will enter will get printed in this block, right? So to do that in switch statement, there is a keyword called default, right? So in default you can print this statement. Okay, so with that, let me just remove this and let me run this. So enter a value, enter a number. I am entering 10. You should be able to see value is 10. So it is behaving same as if else statement, right? Press F5, 30. You should be able to see value is neither 10 nor 20, right? Okay, so let's discuss what all these things are doing. Okay, so switch statement basically takes one value. Okay, it could be a expression as well. So whatever the value you are giving, it compare with this. Okay, if this value is equal to this, it will print this block. Okay, you can have multiple line here. Okay, and this break indicates that this case ends here. So whatever the code you will be writing for this case, right, whatever the code you will be writing here has to be followed by a break, which indicates that its corresponding case ends here. Similarly, for case this one, that block ending here. So default is also a case which you can think of as a else statement. So if none of this case execute, that point in time default will execute. Okay, so for example, we have seen, right, if we'll give value 30, since there is no case given for value 30, that why default case was getting executed. Okay, so this is all about your case and break. So one more thing I wanted to highlight here is you can have a multiple case which will run a same block, right? So to do that, what you can do is this. So remember in earlier if else statement we had if value is 10 or 30, right? So same thing you can get by using case in this way. Okay, so here I can print now or 30. So if any of this case evaluates to true, this block will get executed. It is as simple as that. Okay, let me run once again. Enter a number 30 and you can see value is 10 or 30 is getting executed, right? Okay, so now next point I wanted to cover is what is the benefit of using this switch statement instead of if else. Okay, so if else, if you remember from last video session, we discussed like whatever the if else statement you will add, it will basically try to evaluate all of them one by one, and whichever satisfies to or evaluates to true, it will execute that particular block. So let's say for example you have 100 of if else statement and the last one is evaluating to true, right? So that point in time what will happen is it will try to evaluate each and every if else statement, so it will be a costly operation, right? But that is not the case in switch statement. So the way it implements is, let's say you have 100 cases here, right? So what it do is it creates a jump table. Okay, what is jump table? You can simply understand like for each case it will create a pointer to a table. Okay, so based on this value, if it receives 10 value, what it will do is simply it will go to jump table and it will just find it out which block I have to execute. So just for your information, jump table will be created during compile time. Okay, so as in when you start your compiling your code, right, this switch statement it will take, okay, and it will take these values. Okay, for this value it will create a jump table. Okay, and in that jump table you can simply understand like it will have these values and pointer to these blocks. Okay, so whenever a value evaluates to, let's say 10, it will go to jump table, look for the value 10, and it will just take its corresponding block and it will execute it. So in that way during runtime it will never try to evaluate all the cases one by one. Okay, it will simply go to jump table, take the value, take the block, execute it. So that is the benefit of using the switch statement. Okay, so these are the things we covered. So switch statement, this is the example that I explained. Okay, so points to remember, break statement, as we discussed, like this break statement is used to indicate that it is the end of corresponding case block. Similarly, as we discussed, default is a optional case block, means it's up to you whether you want to have a default case or not. So where if none, so it will get executed when none of the case got executed. So that's why default is optional case block, where if none of the case block got executed, then default block will get executed, right? And what is jump table? So basically compiler creates a jump table during the compilation of switch statement. Okay, so during runtime what it do is it need not evaluate each and every case to be executed. Okay, and it will simply use the jump table to get to know which case blocks needs to be executed. So it's, you can say it's just kind of one look into the jump table and it will come to know what I have to execute. Okay, So let's see what is the main difference between if, else if and switch statement. So you can see here, if statement basically tests the expression based on range of values or condition. So condition means it will evaluates to true, false. Range means, let's say, if I is greater than 10, greater than, lesser than, on all those conditional operators that we have seen, right? Those things we can use in if else statement. That's why I'm saying, like, its test will be based on range or a value of condition. Okay. While switch case you can always have on an integer, on enumerated value, or a string object. Okay. So for example, if let's say you want to have this as a float, let's make it simple. Will not have this float equal to this 1.2. Okay. So you can do so. Similarly, string. So what we'll do is, will not convert this. Since value is a string type, this case has to be converted to string, right? Yeah, and the result will be same. If we'll run this, enter 10, you should be able to see value is either 10 or 30. Okay. So switch statement is capable of running on integer, enumerated values, string objects and all. Okay. So if else statement is mainly ideal for when your condition results into only boolean values, true or false. Okay. But switch case is mainly ideal for when you want to deal with data, right? Fixed data values. If data is this value, run this. If data is that value, run this. Okay. So this is one of the major point that we should consider while deciding whether we should use if else and switch case. Apart from the size of if else, if you have too many if else, you should always use switch case. Okay. And creation of jump table. So as I mentioned, like if else, in if else statement, all the logic evaluation are done in runtime. That means all the if else statement will be evaluated to decide which block to be executed, right? But that is not the case in switch case. It will simply use a jump table which will be created during compile time, and a selected case is executed during runtime, just by looking onto that jump table to determine which block to execute. Okay. Okay. So sequence of execution means either if statement will be executed or else statement will be executed. That will come in sequence. It will evaluate if, followed by if it doesn't satisfy, then it will come to else if or else part, right? But in switch statement, it execute one case after another till a break statement appears, right? So what will happen is, if you have multiple case statement for a single block, it will execute those one after another, right? For example, we have given like this, right? So it will try to evaluate this, it will execute this, right? So it will just try to evaluate one after another only, and until it reaches to the break statement, right? So default execution, in if we have a default execution which terms as a else. Okay. In switch also we have a default execution which we term as a default case, right? So if none of the if statement satisfies or evaluates to true, else statement will be executed. In switch, if none of the case satisfies, then it will execute the default statement. Okay. So it is basically used to evaluate a condition to be true or false, whereas switch is used to test multiple values of same variable or expression. It can be anything 1, 2, 3 or a string value, like that, right? So it basically deals with data. So if we'll have a multiple if else statement, so what is nested if else statement means, one if condition is there, and as part of that block we are having another if condition, right? So in those scenario, if else will be a bit difficult to edit those or to read those, but switch case will be more readable and it will be more easy to recognize those. Okay. So this is what I had for switch statements. If you have any doubts, please do comment. I'll try to answer all of your question, and please do subscribe my channel, like these videos, share these videos, so that I'll get encouraged to prepare more videos for you. With that, thanks for watching. Have a good day.